Morning, everybody. I'll do a quick video today about the ever shifting sands we're seeing. And that's crazy. I mean, geez, what is a guy supposed to do? That's, I'll put the link in the chat, like I always do. And there. But, oh, wow. This shit is crazy, isn't it? I mean, it's just getting nuts. I don't know if I should be happy or upset that all the stuff that I got suspended from Twitter, from Facebook, from YouTube, it's all true. All true. And I didn't get no apologies. Nobody apologized. I told them at the time, hey man, I ain't lying to you. I wouldn't lie to you. And they all said, sorry, disinformation. Medical disinformation. And now it's all coming out. Now it's all good. Now everything is coming out. Nobody really cares. That's what's so funny, is the left just keeps going, what are you talking about? You guys, can we work together? Uh-oh, I hear dogs. Somebody's up.
What time is it?
It's a little after 5. Put them dogs up. But yeah, the like now it's going, hey man, can we work together? We got some stuff to work together on. I'd like to work with you. What are you doing? I'm live streaming.
Okay, Diesel's out front.
Right, we can barely see you back there by the pole. Put some clothes on. But yeah, they're I was watching several of those new congressional hearings are having, and every freaking Democrat that gets up there is just, it's the opposite narrative. It's, you've done a great job. We appreciate your service. How can I help you? Do you need more money? And the right's going, Dad, what are you doing? You're canceling policies. You're not going after criminals. You're not following your own rules and regs. What are y'all doing? Our best. We're doing our best. I disagree. Hello? But yeah, the ever shifting sands is like, wow. And I think it's even funny, the idiots that are trying to take down the journalists like Matt Taibbi and the other one that are doing the Twitter files, trying to discredit them. What? You're fine. You can make noise.
No, I was waiting to see if Diesel would come out and I can put him over there with you.
Just let him out there.
Okay. He's out front.
Okay, fine. He'll come to the kitchen.
Okay.
Leave that garage door open and the sliding door. He'll come around to me. He'll find his way. Why? But back to the ignoramuses. I didn't send in my check for support for Ukraine. Did you? Man, boy, that's been a huge, I don't know, what do they say? Propaganda? Proxy war? Hi there, Diesel. Hi, buddy. He always found his way. But yeah, I mean, wow. Wow. More than the $140 billion to those motherfuckers for, and we're giving them tanks, and we're giving them everything else. And now we send them money so that Uncle Warsaw can have his pension. So Uncle, Mozaneski can get his benefits. Wow, we're funding their pension funds. What's funny is our politicians robbed our pension funds a long time ago. Who are they? Whose pension funds are they stealing this from to give to them? That's crazy. I mean, the left is just gloves off, mask off, full bore straight down that progressive highway. Has anybody seen? Let me see if I can find it. I watched it yesterday. That was crazy. This senator or congressman, can't remember. We'll find out. But this lady's a nominee. He's questioning her, man. You talk about a combative witness. You talk about a witness that's like, that was crazy right here. She's an activist. She's an activist. And of course, this is by one of my favorite politicians. Let's see. Y'all gonna love this. Enjoy. Because this was I love what this guy's doing because this lady is a radical left activist, and he is right. Let her speak, and when you hear her talk, you'll know why. And that's just a little bit of it. Yeah, I suggest go check that out. That goes on. Some other people talk to her. She's crazy, man. She's crazy. She just told him, I don't have to. You do it in Louisiana. You killing people. But you notice she didn't answer the question. Ask her a pretty simple question. What would you do? You're in charge of the world. What would you do? Knowing that every product, everything you're wearing, your glasses, your cars, everything is petrochemical. What would you do? Oh, I put down flour for a while. Got me a couple of vape pens. I don't really care for them. These are a little more mild. Wake and bake. They're not. They're not as harsh. They don't seem like they're not burning my throat like these. Most of these vape pens have. But I digress. The landscape is just crazy. This politics is just ludicrous. These people, wow. And you hear all these people going, yeah, the truth is coming out. Oh, geez, did you see last night the January 6th stuff that Tucker Carlson put out? That's crazy. People just walking around. Cops walking the shaman around, chilling with him, taking pictures with him. That dude, I couldn't believe that. That dude, the QAnon shaman guy, got 4 years in prison for walking around that Capitol like that. You believe that? This is crazy, man. We're in fucking communist fucking Russia or China now. This is crazy. When you see that video footage and he's literally with cops and the cops are checking doors for him. Let's go around this way. Let's go try this way. It's like, and y'all looked at that and went, criminal, look at that dude. Oh my God. Oh my God. He's walking around the Capitol with cops. What's he doing? But you know how that goes. Our government. Wow. And hey, I think there's Ashley. Hi, Ashley.
Good morning.
How are you?
Man, where you been?
I've been here, man. I've been here.
Been here.
You know how it gets. I just get like busy, then I sleep in. And now I don't know what it is. I think I have an anxiety disorder about,
No.
yeah, about doing videos after like 6:30 or 7 in the morning. I can't get myself to do it.
You know, I actually have the same thing. Like I kind of do the same thing, and that's what people don't see from me, because I've definitely been sleeping till about 4:35. Well, I mean, I literally just crawled out of bed, and I seen you were live, and I'm like, if I don't catch him now, I ain't even got my coffee yet. You know, if I don't catch him now, I ain't gonna see you in a freaking 2 weeks.
Right. I actually got up a little after 5 and came in here and set up the StreamYard so it would put the message out that I got a show coming up.
Yeah.
Then I went and did my coffee and did my stuff and got ready to go. Because I was like, well, if I put it out there, then I'm coming. Maybe she'll see it. Y'all working today?
I am. I think Jason is a little bit with Bobby Fielder. No, we've been looking for jobs. We need a good flooring job. I've been working little things here and there, trying to get my buddy prepared. I got some seeds to send to you though, so I need your address.
I'll take them.
Yeah,
I'm fixing to start up my tomatoes and everything. Fixing to start all my veggies out in the garage.
Yeah, Jason's got all his in his little container, you know, with all the little bitty ones, getting his sprouts ready.
Get my vegetation going.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, we picked out what we were gonna do. Man, last year We had so many tomatoes and so many cucumbers. You know, you never can eat them all. So much okra and everything. And she took lots to work, and we still had extra. So I'm going to cut it all in half this year. I'm not going to do as many plants because I was overrun with veggies.
Well, I mean, I've found out you let your garden be overrun with veggies. The animals got something to eat, and you got something to eat because they don't take all your junk.
I was speaking of animals yesterday or day before. We're in the backyard, and Baxter runs over to my brush pile, and he's all jumping at something. And I go over there and look, and there's a snake down in there. And I grab a rake, and I just kind of reach in there and I start pulling back. Well, with my tomatoes last year, I had that netting over it to help hang it. When it was done, I just pulled the stuff off, and it's in the brush pile. Well, he was hung all up in this netting, and you could see about halfway down his body where he was oozing and goozing because this was so strictured on his body and up around his neck and stuff. I pulled him out of there. This is what's crazy. I pulled him out of there and got most of that netting off of him. And I took him. There's still netting around him. I hung him up on this spike I have out in the yard, this big metal spike. I hung him up on there. Every once in a while, I look out there, and he's still hanging there. Got about half his tail wrapped around the metal pipe. Next thing I look out there, and he's gone. And I'm like, oh, wow, did a bird, did a hawk, did our owl get him? Something get him. And next thing I know, Baxter's out there. So I got there, and that thing, I guess, it had him broke, hit the ground, and he slithered over, and he just got outside the fence. We have a chain link fence. He just got outside the fence. He's barely alive. I don't know how he's doing this. One eyeball's hanging out on his face. He's half cut in two from that netting.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, dude, what is going on with you?
Right.
So I took him and I tossed him down by the creek. And he was still moving a little bit. So we went out yesterday, and I looked down there, and he was floating in the creek in the same spot right there by where I dropped him. He finally died.
He died.
Yeah.
He finally died.
He was just sitting there kind of bobbing in the creek.
The never-ending snake finally died.
That was crazy. I couldn't believe he was gone. It was so tore up. That netting got him bad. That would suck. Imagine that as a snake. You're slithering in there just to get you a cool place to lay, and you start going through that netting. You're like, oh, what is this? And all of a sudden, you're hung.
Right. It's over.
God.
You do not pass go. You do not collect $200.
Right. I may need to go burn that pile. I don't want animals getting caught up in that.
Well, I mean, if it's a netting, yeah, them nets are freaking punks.
Well, it's down in the middle of all the brush. I just threw it in its big old pile. And you can bend some of it.
From the tree.
I don't know. I guess it broke. I guess he eventually just his weight of it broke. It's really fine stuff. It's not real heavy duty. So I guess it just finally the weight of him broke it. But him slithering all the way across the yard and out the fence. Wow. He was barely moving. I mean, he was probably 6 foot long, 5, 6 foot long. He was hanging down, and when I saw him wrap his tail around the pole, I thought, natural reactions. I pulled his tail off, and he wrapped back around a little bit, and I thought, yeah, that's just those nerves, like snakes do. Chop their head off, and their body will sit over there for an hour moving around.
Right. Just like same way with the chicken. Yeah.
That was kind of weird.
That was kind of weird.
The weather out here is just, God, I hate this place. It rains, then it don't. And when you do finally need the rain, you don't get it. When you don't need it, you get more. Ugh.
Yeah, trees go down like I think they said 800 trees We had those bad winds that happened. 800 trees. People still around here. This been like 4 or 5 days ago, and people are still without electricity.
Wow. Wow.
We were
Speak-
truly blessed.
Speaking of, my generator, everything's good now. Our power went out week before for a little while. Kicked right off.
And your generator kicked right on?
Oh yeah, Kathy actually said, "Hey, there's supposed to be some bad weather today. Make sure everything's okay. Make sure that generator turns on." What? You know, come on. The power goes off, it'll come on. Well, I just, I didn't know if you had to check stuff and everything. No, I don't. When that green light's on, when you can see that green light, every time you apply it, it's good to go. She's like, okay, I just wanted to make sure if we need it, it's ready. Hey, dear.
Man, she's very being helpful now. She's just trying to help.
She's silly. Oh, I went and talked to my guy who's got my truck. And of course, like anything else, where did it go? It's going to be 2 more weeks at least.
Oh, no. Oh, however will you deal with life itself?
Man, I'm dying. I'm ready to get that truck back. I'm ready to get that.
Oh, you sound like Jason. You're so cute. Y'all are so funny. I know. It's exciting. It's exciting. Ours ain't even went into the shop yet. We're waiting for it. And it's going to be there for a minute when it does.
Right.
Couple of days.
I started a new therapy last week.
What? Is it of yourself? Are you talking to Jesus? Did you make him your counselor? You didn't go to no new counselor, did you? Oh my gosh, Tommy, please tell me no.
No, I started cryotherapy. And cold, where you go get in that chamber up to your neck and it gets down to minus 180 degrees. Yeah, my skin temperature gets down to like 45 degrees.
What?
I love it. It's for healing. It's ice and cold is great for healing.
That's interesting. Wow. Okay. Well, tell me more.
Well, it's neat. Look up cryotherapy. They have a handpiece that they do local on my back where it's the worst spots. And I had a facial, do a facial on it. And then the whole body thing. We're there for like 3 minutes. And they turn on the cold. And you're butt naked.
Oh, no. No, thank you. No. Why would you want to put yourself in torture?
Because it helps. It helps heal. It makes
Well,
you
if you delight in that, Tommy, I am so glad that you can stand it and delight in it. To me, it's like taking medicine that tastes funky.
That's like Kathy.
I don't want it.
But see, that's analogy Kathy kind of gave. That she didn't like being cold. She didn't like doing unpleasant things like that. And I said, but you don't understand. That pill might be unpleasant to swallow, but before long, you feel way better. You didn't like taking that pill, but now you feel so much better. Is it not worth it? Would you sit back and go, I'm just not going to take that pill. I don't care how much better it makes me feel. I can't do it. You're not going to do that. You can suck it up for a few minutes. It's not going to kill you.
Okay, Jason, you're right.
But the long-term gains are worth it. It's just 3 minutes, and it doesn't really get uncomfortable till the last 30 seconds or so.
Did she do it?
No, God, she ain't going to do it. She sounds just
but
like
with all that great explanation, Tommy,
no.
You would think that she would have took it.
But I'm going to do the facials, and when she starts seeing me look like a young movie star, she's going to be like, what are you doing? And I'm going to be like, I can't tell you. You don't want nothing to do with it. I would tell you, but you're not interested. Firm up this this little butt, and she'll be like, "Look at your butt; it's so tight now. What'd you do? I can't tell you." No more drooping boobs. I mean, that's her.
That's redonkulous, Tommy.
What
Come
are
back, Tommy. Come
you
back.
making a cake there? It looks like you put more white liquid into that than you did coffee. It looks like you're baking a cake there, pouring all of these ingredients in, stir it, pour more, stir some more. What is in there?
Well, sugar and then chocolate cocoa, and I stir the sugar and cocoa so that the cocoa don't get all, chunky, and then oatmeal.
You got to quit eating sugar. You know that.
Oatmeal. I know. Tell me all about it, please. Let me know.
This
It's horrible.
I couldn't believe I got off of it. I use honey for
You got off sugar?
Yeah.
So what do you use for your coffee?
honey.
Yeah. How'd you transition to that? Oh my gosh, I can't. I've tried. I put so much honey in my sugar in my coffee. I make dessert for coffee, which is bad. It's bad.
I was the same way. I was 4 big heaping tablespoons of sugar in my coffee. I was a lot of sugar too. And I just one day went, after I'd seen everything and learned everything I need to know about sugar and processed sugar, I was like, gotta just stop. And I went and got a deal of honey, and I just started with a little bit and added till I'm good now, where I know how much I like.
Yeah, and it tastes
wasn't easy. It took a while, to go. But now I love it. Now it's great. When I go out and get coffee, I don't do sugar. If they don't have honey, I'll just do it black. I don't even do artificial sweeteners. Ooh, those are nasty.
No, we don't want them. No, my mom recently was like, "I'm gonna go to diet." She said, "Diet, Dr. Pepper or Dr. Pepper Zero," and I said, "What?" She was like, "Yeah, it's less calories," and I said, "No," and I looked it up on Google for her while I was on the phone with her, and I was like, "Freaking aspartame is horrible for you, Mama. Like, look at the side effects of this stuff. I would rather have more calories in it if you're gonna have to drink it than that."
Right. And, as far as sodas go, I've cut way back on them. I only usually drink a Sprite or a Coke as if I'm having a mixed drink.
Yeah.
I drink Gatorade or water. I used to drink Cokes, man, all day.
Yeah. I know. Mine was Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I went to prison and couldn't get sodas because I didn't have money for it. So I had to quit drinking them. And when I came out of prison, I didn't like the taste of Dr. Pepper anymore. I've been drinking it since I was a baby, and stop.
Who hasn't? Our parents gave us Dr. Pepper and Coke since we were born.
Right?
Is it any reason we weren't stuck on it?
No. Everybody's programmed.
But that's the first place to start is with your coffee. You can do it. You can do it.
That's what Jason says. You can do it.
Well, however many tablespoons or teaspoons of sugar you put in, start that with the honey. However much you measure out, do the same thing with honey.
Well, you're right, and I do seven teaspoons of sugar.
Yeah.
I know.
I
know. Right.
That's not good.
I know.
That thermos is a diabetic coma. Just waiting to happen.
Thank you for that, Kurt. I appreciate that. You're amazing. I appreciate that.
I'm worried about you. I watched you for a long time. And now,
I used to do creamer. And now I just do oat milk. So that and the chocolate.
That makes all the difference.
Oh, it does. It makes a huge difference.
Aren't you the prepster with your oatmeal milk? Oatmeals don't produce milk. Only mammals produce milk.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's just oatmeal squeezins. They should just call it oatmeal squeezins.
oatmeal squeezins. Yeah,
Because
that's
it ain't.
about what it is.
That's all it is. It just squeeze that oatmeal. Whatever comes out, we'll call it milk.
Well, it's delicious. So I'm gonna take it, my friend.
You can do it.
Mm.
Put your mind to it. You can do it.
Dude, what you're right. I know, and I definitely have to because sugar is horrible for you. And I keep talking about it. And one of these days, I've been talking about it for a long time, so I don't know how long we've been talking about it before it happens. It takes a long time.
Have you been paying attention to that crazy shit going on where everything we got kicked off YouTube and Twitter and Facebook for is all true? You know, all the COVID stuff, all the Russia stuff, all the freaking Hunter Biden stuff, every bit of it. And did you see last night on Tucker Carlson? He put out some of the video footage from the Capitol on January 6th. That's so crazy. That guy that they gave that dude, that poor dude, they gave him 4 years in prison. And they've got 20, 30 minutes of video footage of him walking around with cops in the Capitol. Cops are checking doors, trying to find him a way in. They go in with him. They'll have a prayer in the Senate chamber. Cops are there. They're buddies. They're walking around together. And in the end, this dude gets 4 years in prison for that. Me and Kathy were watching it last night, and she didn't know anything about it. And I'm like, look, this guy right here, and she's watching the video footage, and I'm like, he's a criminal. He's in prison right now, and she's watching it, and she's going, what for? He's with the cops. And I'm like, just wait. This is his criminal activity. Everything he's doing sent his ass straight to prison. And she's watching it, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's exactly. There's like 100 plus people in prison right now that were just those people walking around like he was, you know, with the cops, just walking around, taking pictures, selfies with the cops, having prayer sessions, stuff like that. Freaking criminals.
That's what Tommy thinks about them. Freaking criminals.
Did you see him walking around looking at stuff?
No.
He was looking at everything. Just looking at everything. How dare him?
I do.
He was carrying a flag, bastard.
Poor things.
Had a
Poor
freaking
thing.
weapon on him. The whole time
Right.
he had a weapon.
I don't know what he was thinking.
That was what the January 6th Commission came up with when they said an armed insurrection. And when asked, what do you mean armed? There's nobody with guns. They go, they had flagpoles. They had those flagpoles. They could have killed people. What? Really? That's your armed insurrection, is people carrying flagpoles?
That's your threat.
He's got a flagpole. Shoot, kill.
Get him.
Right?
It's just a freaking, it's a circus, man. It is a kangaroo circus.
I mean, it is such a joke anymore. How does anybody line up with those people and go, yeah, I agree. I agree.
I like what they're doing.
Yeah, it's silly.
Or they're doing really great stuff right here in this section. Man, they're doing such good stuff. But over here, they're freaking tearing stuff up. They're destroying areas where homeless people are living, whatever it may be. They're horrible. They're horrible. But they got good going on over here. Oh, so they must be really good.
They put the video compilation.
They're the expert. They're the expert.
Right. But they put out the video compilations of the riots, in 2020. And every news station is going, peaceful protest here. Peaceful protesters, shit's on fire, everything's being looted, and they just peaceful protest here. Then January 6th happens. The armed insurrectionists, this is worse than the Civil War. This is worse than Pearl Harbor. What? There wasn't even a little bonfire. They didn't even start a trash can on fire. And you said the trash can and dumpster fires at buildings were peaceful. You said those were great. You said those Americans exercising their First Amendment rights. These guys, they're insurrectionists. But the thing I told Kathy the other day about the left, the thing I love about them is they stick to their narrative. They stick to it. They die on every hill. They stick to them. They never apologize. They never correct. They never go back. And the worst thing about the Democrats is they never get off their narrative. They stick to it. They'll never apologize. Ever. Ever. Do you ever see anybody on the left go back on anything and go, sorry, I was wrong?
I don't know. I don't pay enough attention to that.
People on the right don't either, but they don't just put out blatant lies like that.
You don't think so?
Not that bad. You got to look over the last 6 or 7 years what they've done. I mean, the Russia stuff, the Hunter stuff, just total lies, complete lies.
I don't know. I look at World Economic Forum and I see Democrats and Republicans, and they're all freaking messing all of our stuff up and lying to us from the pit of hell.
Oh yeah. There's rhino Republicans in there that are awful.
They're horrible.
One of the worst people on earth.
Right.
No,
all of them.
They're out there now, hand in hand with the Democrats. We'll fight for Ukraine till the last man. What? You're gonna wait? Whoa! This is like sending our treasury money to save the last 7-Eleven. We won't let it die. We'll keep that 7-Eleven open. We'll spend every dime we got. Keep that last 7-Eleven open. We don't care. Really? Do we need this 7-Eleven? Do we have to have this? Yeah. Where would the world be without this 7-Eleven? Where? Answer the question. Where would we be without Ukraine? What if Russia gets Ukraine?
Ukraine produces 70% of the world's neon gas. So I would say that Ukraine is probably pretty important to the artificial intelligence movement, the technology age. Yeah, they definitely need them. They need them. And yeah, you're right. It is like 7-Eleven. They gonna flip and use it, but they're such punks. They're just punks. It's all lies from the pit of hell. They're all working together. They're in the same bed. Did you know the Abrahamic family house got opened up like now in Abu Dhabi? So now it's a full blown thing. Like they're open now. Around the same time that we got revivals and stuff going on, and the Jesus Revolution movie coming out, and it's like and I had a buddy go to the Jesus Revolution movie. A few of our buddies, they're like, "You want to go?" And we're like, "No, we're good. It's mainstream." And they're like, no, you should go, I'm like, no, dude, it's freaking mainstream. There's something wrong with it. I ain't taking the programming. So I come home, and while they're there, and I look up the Jesus Revolution movie, all the songs are on there ain't got nothing to do with Jesus except for one that says the Jesus Revolution. Right. And all the actors in there, if you look at the movies that they play in, they're all pretty much Mystic, Star Trek, not Mystic. Well, the main character, he's a Catholic mystic who is the chosen Jesus off of Chosen. The actor off of Chosen, and he's a Catholic mystic, and it's right. Like, but then we see the revival that happened over in Kentucky, and then apparently it carried on to other places and this and that, and it's like, dude, to me, and got another buddy that pointed it out. It's like there's a pattern going on, and in a way it's almost the same pattern that was happening during the 50s, 60s, and 70s, whenever they had the black white stuff, right, in the 50s, and in the 60s we had the free love movement, and then the end of 60s, beginning of 70s, we had the Jesus free love movement, and then here comes the black rebellion again, closer to the 80s. Well, that's kind of what we're going on right now. Right now we got, we had, right before COVID, we had the young man get shot down by the two white policy enforcers. So the Black Lives Matter movement happened. Then LGBTQ ramped up. So to me, we got the free love type stuff going on, because they got all these little festivals and stuff of free love and just do what you wilt type things. And then now we got the Jesus Revolution, Jesus Revival movement going again.
I saw that deal about Ashbury. I don't know what to think about that. I hope it's real, but these millennials and this Generation Z, they're TikTokers. So, the new shiny thing, ooh, the trendy thing. I'll go do it because I want to be in the trendy thing. No matter what it is, they want to be out there in front. I was there. This is, some of them, I guess, they'd heard about Woodstock their whole life. This is theirs. I was there.
Right. That's it.
I don't believe it's the Holy Spirit pulling all these people in, and I don't think that's going on. Maybe a little bit at the beginning. Maybe that guy,
a little bit through the whole thing, of course, because there are going to be.
Did you see the message? Have you seen the message that started it all? The guy, the first service that just kept going. Just an average message about, loving your neighbor and stuff, and doing your best. Pretty simple message. And when he was done, he's just like, they had a prayer, and he's like, y'all have a good day. Walked off the stage, and then people just stayed there. And they sang another song or two, and then people stayed, and somebody came up and kind of gave a testimony, and here it is a month later. So kind of at first, it was kind of, wow, these people are this small group. It wasn't a bunch of people, pretty small group in this cathedral, in this chapel. Maybe they were having a moment, but then it was like, it went viral. And people just started showing up. Like they said, people flew over in from Europe, South America, to come go to it. What? That's like the lady that found the piece of toast with with Mary on it. CNN, everybody descended on her. Where's the piece of toast? Let's see it. Let's see it. There's Mary.
Right.
I mean, that's a good part of the group. They wanted to see the toast.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. I mean, and that's a nice toss. That's a very nice toss. Because I totally, from where it comes from, we're at a seminary school, what people call seminary school, but it's a cemetery school, and all of a sudden we got this revival that's broke out. That one there actually broke out in the 70s as well. Right. During the time of the same freaking revolution type thing going on. To me, it's all constructed. Now, I do believe, yes, I believe that there are ones that went there. They didn't go there searching for a deeper meaning for Jesus, or they didn't go there for healing and stuff. They went there because, well, they were going to be gathered with other believers, and they knew they could do some help. And I believe those are the ones that were led by the Holy Spirit. They wanted to go because they wanted to go and help some folks out, or maybe even be helped themselves. Right. But dude, but the people that constructed it, the people that brought it together, they did it with malicious thoughts. I know it. I know that was constructed because of because the movies that are being put out, because the music that's being put out, like because of the movements that are happening outside of that revival, the things that are happening with the people, the divisions that are happening, and then this Abrahamic family house, that's the Jews, the Muslims, and the Catholics all
Right.
coming together as one. So we have the one world religion. Well, I feel like that's what they're trying to do. Because I guarantee you, at that revival, there were Catholics there, Methodists there, Baptists there. And we need to come out of that. That division there, but not if it's going to be programmed to push you to do that, like that, because it's just
All right.
it's
Well, you gotta look at it from the biblical aspect. And what realm does anybody imagine that the Bible in any way says, hey, split off into different sects and believe whatever you want about the book? I'll look at you all equally. You go over here and worship Mary. You go over here and worship Allah. You go worship anybody you want, but I'll look at it the same. It's all good. No, God does. It is one church. There's one church. One. There's not 35 different Christianity. Jesus didn't preach 35 different gospels. He only taught one. There's one book, one word, one God. That's it. That's it. Anything else is satanic. Because it can't be of God. It just can't be. I don't care if the Catholics and Muslims all come together, shake hands, say we're going to be best of buddies. That just tells me, now I know for sure I'm going to stay away from you guys. Now I know for sure that you guys are evil. There's no doubt now.
absolutely
Didn't need nothing else now. I know
right.
y'all are done for. But
Abu Dhabi, they will, if you have a cross, or if you even speak the name of Jesus, you can get, because of their laws there, you can get freaking shot down. And so now they got a huge building that's a temple for Jesus, and there's a cross at the top of it, which isn't supposed to be in a Muslim country. Yeah, no doubt. I'm with you. No, I don't trust more than 10-foot pole. Don't listen to them.
Didn't you know that Islam and Christianity are almost the same?
They are. Oh yeah. You know why? Because Freemasons, Freemason Brotherhood, because they all do it out of the Word of God. They all do.
Think about it. Across all these religions and stuff, why not just keep a basic theme? There was somebody who was born special that did miracles, and they're our Savior. Every one of you have the same pattern. Every one of you have the same kind of trajectory of your God. And we'll just keep it tight here. We'll keep it all together. But it's just when you think about all these sects of Christianity, that they all bypass one of the biggest tenets of Christianity: love your neighbor. And not one of them can love their neighbor. They'll love their church, but not your church. You're wrong. We're right. If you came over here, then I'd think about loving you. But until you start,
if they would even let you over there, right?
Until you start thinking right, it's out of my hands. Think about that. Not a one of them goes, we got to stop this. We got to all come together. Christians, we got to stop this. What are we doing? Nobody. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. They all keep up their singular.
My granddaddy, my great granddaddy, my uncle, my aunts, my cousins, they've all been Methodist. They've all been Pentecostal. They've all been, and so this is where I go. My great grandpa sat here and listened to this man's great grandpa's preacher. You
Right.
know, that's the way it is here in Tennessee, by golly. And there's a fact, Jack. A lot of the churches, you know, you go into them, there are several people there that have deep family roots in that church, and they have been following this pastor that his daddy preached, and his great granddaddy, and his uncles and brothers.
Right.
They won't step away from it. They won't step away from that religion, that God's in a box mindset, and then the judgment. I loved it. It was I was reading about, you know, how the one that goes up to the Pharisee that goes up to Jesus, or no, he's talking. It's a parable, and he's talking, and he's like, thank you, for blessing me to not be like this sorcerer and this murderer and this liar and this tax collector, you know." And then the tax collector, he says, "Thank you, Father. I'm not even humble enough to, you know, raise my head." But I never noticed before that right before he tell, you know, the Pharisees praying, that Jesus says in red words, he says, you know, you who think on yourself, you think righteousness upon your own selves, you think you're so righteous, and that no one can do, and that everyone else is doing wrong.
Right.
And then he brings up the parable of the one praying. You got the one over here praying, "Thank you for blessing me to not be the murderer and sorcerer," and the, you know, and then the other one that's humbly praying, "Oh, I am a murderer and a liar and you know."
Yeah.
And like, that is not happening today. That is not happening at all. Everybody's walking around. Well, okay, I won't say everybody because that's an absolute, but a lot of Christian believers, which even the demons believe in, shudder. They're walking around with that attitude of, you know, I pray, I fast. Even that's what the Pharisee even said. I pray daily, I fast daily, I do the ritual.
What?
Hi, Kathy.
Ashley said hi, Kathy. She just breezed on through.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yep.
I agree. I agree. That's one of the most hypocritical things about it is these. I think church these days, and even those people, the Pharisees you're talking about, their church was their status. They didn't have anything to do with their faith. It was their status. Like you said, these people have been in this church for 3 generations. You know, that's their church. They've always gone there. This is the way it goes, type of deal. And these people just, that's their identity. It's not a Christian identity. They'll say it is, but they don't live it. You know, they don't live it. They don't practice it. They go by their false doctrines, and everybody just smiles and goes, "Yeah, we're Christians." You know,
Right.
what do you
Right.
do?
It's a knower's identity. They have, I mean, it's not a knower's identity. It's a believer's identity. Because, you know, I'm really starting, like, yes, I'm a believer in Jesus, but I'm really starting to, like, see that the ones that believe in Jesus are different than us, or, you know, the ones that know. We know, you know, there's
You know,
and because, you know, Jesus even says, "Well, you done this in my name and done that name in my name." Why? Because they did believe. They believed, but they didn't know. They didn't know him. Because, like you said, they won't love their neighbor as their self. They're righteous. Their religion, their denomination, knows the most. It's the chosen church. I've
right.
walked in a church right down the road from my house here that flipping gave me a paper when I walked in. First time ever going there, and that last time, first and last. And gave me a paper when I walked in that told me how they were the chosen church. They were the last
You
church.
finally found them.
I
Way to,
found them.
way to go.
I tell you. Right.
But
Thank you.
another reason you sense this out of today's churches is it's the prosperity gospel. Every single one of those people think, well, if I'm a nice person, I pray for more money, God will give me more money. If I'm a good person and I pray for a new car, I'll be able to get a new car. It's all about materialism. It's all about, you know, getting more, you know, financially instead of spiritually,
Mhm.
you know, rich.
Mhm.
They think the more stuff you got, that proves how good a Christian you are. Look, they're prospering. God lets the devil prosper too.
Jesus must love you because
No,
you or must love me because I got so much stuff. Look, I got everything I've asked for. He really loves me. I'm doing something right.
it's because I'm a good Christian.
Right.
That's crazy. And they just
Yeah.
keep pushing that stuff on people, and those people believe it. You know,
Mm.
like you said, that's a problem. What does Crow 777 say? Believing is the enemy of knowing. You know,
Oh, that's something. Okay. Oh, that's one to chew on.
never heard that.
Believing is the enemy of knowing.
Yep,
I I totally can see that. Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
big
Yeah.
time. All right.
Believing is not-
I believe in a lot of stuff, but I don't know a whole bunch of things. I
Yeah,
prefer to know.
yeah. I prefer to know.
You know, there are things I have to believe in that I can't know, but
Right.
that
Right.
I can know, I want to know. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
just come on, man, tell me. I want to know.
And that's where our search happens. That's very interesting, right? Because then, if you truly want to know, if you really want to, get step out of the lies and do more than just believe, but actually know it, the Lord will show you
The
if
veil
you
will be
really
lifted.
ask him.
Yes, the veil will be lifted.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing actually.
But, or I could go buy a new car, and that would show.
Yeah, yeah,
Wait,
that's things, stuff, materialism. Right, right. Your treasure is not on earth. Well, wait a minute. Whoa, your
oh,
treasure is of heaven. A treasure is of heaven.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't wait till some of those people get to the pearly gates and go. But didn't you see the house I lived in? Didn't you see how much I tithed? I went to church, you know, every week. What are you talking
Didn't
about?
you see that
Got
little boy I
a
adopted?
name ain't in the book. What are you talking about? What
Look at
book?
all three of them children that I adopted. Look, didn't you see that? I did. I obeyed. I adopted them children like you asked me to do.
All right.
But what'd you do with them? What'd you
Yeah.
do with them children?
Oh, you know the actor? He was a child actor.
Interesting.
He was in Will Wheaton. He was in Stand By Me, and he was Star Trek and all that. Wow,
Yeah.
that dude has come out with a book, and man, talk about a terrible childhood. That poor kid. He had a freaking psychotic mom and dad. His mom, they were both complete narcissists. His mom made him act. He never wanted to, made him do it. And then they both were just mentally and physically abusive to him. His dad just treated him like dog shit and treated his brothers and sisters great. His mom was like, he said, everybody that's listening that was a child actor knows there was this one kid whose mom was the worst. She would slap him right there in the hallway, right in front of everybody. She'd scream at him. And he says, my mom would always go, see, I'm not like that. You're lucky. You're lucky. You don't have a mom like that. And he's like, you're forcing me. The only thing you're not doing is beating me in front of everybody. You're just better in public than his mom. Yeah, you're just as bad. But dude, what about a terrible childhood for that kid? Man.
Right.
And
Right.
you never know until they come out. And this poor guy, he's just like, hey, I just cut all ties with my parents. They're crazy. He's like, I can't have them in my life. This is
Yeah.
just, he said they're so toxic. They're so awful, even to this day. And they'd always give him the deal. You don't want to do this movie? What about your family? What about us?
Yeah, the major manipulation.
Yeah. How are we
Right.
going to pay the bills? How are your brothers and sisters going to eat? He was the sole breadwinner. Once he's got his career going, mom and dad quit working. Everybody just started living off of him.
Did he bring the word up narcissist?
Oh yeah, he said both his parents are narcissists, bad, psychopathic narcissists, just awful, awful people.
You know, I think that narcissist, I think that that word, I think that we should start calling that word, you know, the narcissist demon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because it seems to be what is on absolutely everybody. And I'm not kidding you, Tommy. Within a month, I have heard that word be spoken at least 5 times out of 5 different people. You are the sixth, I'd say. And I've been doing a lot of research in schizophrenia and hearing the voices, bipolar, manic depression, the brain, and I'm starting to really feel that this narcissist demon has come upon us through whatever television shows. Hey,
Oh,
here we are with this again. Whatever television shows, music anybody's listening to, you name it. You
yeah.
name it that comes out with the sound and the light waves. And it's like it's just like this demon is being fed to everybody through like maybe just Facebook. Maybe it's coming only through Facebook somehow. You
It's
know, like
it's everywhere. So
it
in
is.
our lifetime, it's been nothing but 24/7 programming bombarding us.
Look
Everything.
at how people use their words to manipulate, you know, like what his parents were doing to him. Well, don't you want your family to be, you know, healthy? Don't you want us to live right? You know, you have the ability to do that. You should be the one doing it, you know, and make him feel about put all the pressure on that person's shoulders,
Right.
you know, that they're the ones that need to step up and do it, you know.
Well, I'm not surprised that our generation is full of narcissists. I'm not surprised at all. When you go through the 70s and see what happens and live through that, and then you go through the 80s and what happens there, and then you're an adult and you have 9/11 happen, and you know it's your government, and you already have all the information of what they've done to you for the last 100 years, and now your whole generation, our whole generation, just bombarding us, just
And in
constant.
every nation, like one girl that I'm a friend with. Well, either way, but either way, um, she's got like buddies all over the world, you know, Germany, Egypt, Japan, okay, that she talks to because she does freaking gaming and stuff. And she says that every one of them are narcissists. She uses this word narcissist.
Yeah.
And you know, and I'm like, if you think about it, all nations seem to be in this same pattern. Like all of them.
Well, think
It
about
it
it. When they started back in the late 1800s, 1900s with Bernays and the whole advertising thing, every product that was sold everywhere was advertised the same way. Everybody got the same advertisements. All American products that were sent to Europe, they got the same ads, they got the same messages, and their shit here, same messages. Everything was mixed, everything was coordinated. This is the message. It's always been a message.
Yeah. My buddy was we were talking oh, Marie from Australia. Yeah, she gets on here once in a while. She was saying yesterday that she said, what if we looked at the movies that were being played now? Because we were talking about the Jesus Revolution and stuff. And she was like, what if we get the movies that are playing in like Japan, Russia, you know, like the headline movies and see what they are and see if there's anything about a Jesus revival, you know, or like some kind of spiritual revival. Well, some kind of spiritual revival. Right on. You're right. Right.
Yeah, they it's all fabricated.
I would like to see the programming. I think that it's happening in every state, nation, country, the programming.
Well, think about the last 10 years. About the only movies that comes out are what? Comic book. Who reads comic books anymore? Kids. That's it. And they're trying to get to the nostalgia of our generation and get us to dive into it because we read those comic books as kids. And now they want us to jump on the franchise with them. And it's just like, no, comic books are for kids. The few adults around the world that are comic book collectors, you know, they might love the comic books, but they like the money. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, brother, the ones that the teenagers, not teenagers, but people my age that are drug addicts, like heavy drug addicts, they're all about the freaking Superman, comic books, Marvel.
Oh
Like they've
yeah.
got them
I was gonna
trained.
say, like, Tommy, that's a big deal. Like, I went to I went before the Lord woke me up. I brought my my daughter to Comic-Con in Boston.
Right.
And it's a big deal, man. It's no joke. Like people are really into
It's a
into
cult.
that stuff.
It is. It is a cult.
Yeah.
That's right. That's a bad jack.
Big time. And it's an anonymity cult too, that you can dress up like one of these characters and nobody knows who you are.
Right. And that's the one that I was watching a Days of Noah, I think it was the other day, you know, just kind of listening in the background. But this one chick got on there that he had this video of, and it was talking about the girl was like, when I first started, she said she started with like one of the apps, the picture apps, to take a picture of herself, you know, and she had one of the apps and it'd make her all pretty and stuff. Well, then it got to a point where every time she took a picture before she posted it, she had to like, you know, do something different to the picture. And she said, and then it got to the point where she was literally like, she hated seeing her face without the design on it, you know, or the fix, you know, and so she began to hate seeing herself at all in the mirror. And she was like, and I had to give it up, you know. And that's exactly like it's the changing the appearance of yourself, you know.
To
Why?
conform. To conform.
Mhm.
To what
Well,
gets.
I mean,
What's the most notorious thing ever invented? Did I tell you? The thumbs up. She did all of that for the likes. Thumbs up. She drove herself to that for those likes. She knew if she didn't put that filter on and make herself look different, she wasn't going to get the likes. That's all it was about, the likes. And when she didn't get them, ooh, it tore her up.
That is interesting.
I was
That's the problem, is the thumbs up. That is the most nefarious thing in technology. Because that's all people live for.
Yeah, and I won't use them.
I was listening to this professor talk at this college, and he was talking. He said, you know, he's talking about cell phones, and he was saying we have 90% saturation. You know, he asked how many people had a, you know, this is back when smartphones just, you know, came out, like, you know, 5 years, you know, 5 years after they came out or so, and he asked everyone to raise their hand in the classroom that had a well, in the auditorium that had a cell phone. And he said, okay, we have about 90% saturation. And he said, and then he was talking about how you're addicted to it. And he was like, have you ever thought that you heard your phone notification go off, and then you look at your phone, there's no notification there? You know, he's like,
that's a Pavlovian response. We do that because we think our brain tells us by now we should have gotten something. Look, did we get a like? What was that? You know, that's it's Pavlovian. They knew it going in. They knew it. They had
we were just
carrot out there. They had to put a carrot, or it wouldn't work. Social media doesn't work without the likes and the comments. If you don't have those, what's social media?
Because it raises your dopamine level when you get a like.
Because you're important. You've been noticed.
I've been noticed.
Yep. But what is social media without the thumbs up? It's nothing. It's just a message board that you will read something, and
it's a telephone. It's a telephone to be able to communicate.
Yeah, only you know if you liked it. That's all you would know. You wouldn't know anything else. But when you get that thumbs up going, boy, and it's 5, 10, 15, 20, those people's just, oh my God, their adrenaline just ramps up. But the opposite happens when they look and there's 2. And they look again in 2 hours, there's still only 2. They just, it collapses on them. You know, it's all programmed.
Interesting.
It started with that thumbs up.
That freaking thumbs up. I won't do them. I hate them. I won't do them.
I
don't do the heart. I don't do them.
It is the opium of social media.
That's interesting. Wow. Right. Yeah.
I don't click like on anything. I don't click like on nothing.
Yep.
Ever.
Same here.
Everybody's video. Hit that like button and subscribe. Hit, so the algorithm will pick us up.
I'll subscribe and turn the notifications off.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
Right. Right. If I like you, I'll subscribe. Right.
Right.
But I don't
Right.
do,
You won't even know that I subscribed. You won't even know it. I'm a shadow.
but I'd been thinking about that years ago. I heard somebody talk about it, about the dopamine response and about, just the addiction of the social media. And that's when he said, I think the most nefarious thing is that thumbs up.
Mine was Photo Helix.
If any of you go look at your social media, not anticipating likes that you might have gotten on your last share, you go in anticipating. He says, next time you go, think about it before you start to open that media and look and check your heart rate. Just check your heart rate. Because as you start going to open that thing, your heart rate's going to start ramping up because your anticipation is just, you live for it. They live for it.
Yeah, mine was Photo Helix. I don't know if you knew who he was, but Photo Helix, he passed away a few years ago, but he was a big guy on YouTube, and he was the one that pointed out to me about like people in chat rooms and the dopamine and how you having your name called out or the your tab chosen, to be picked, to be put on the screen, like it's a dopamine. It's something that you feed off of like an addiction. Yeah.
Yep. And they knew it going in. They knew it. They knew it through the MK Ultra programs, all that. They knew it would work. They knew.
Well, that was what the MK Ultra was about, for sure, is to find out what would.
How do you get us on? How do you get us going towards a goal you want us to go towards?
Mhm.
Gotta have a carrot. Gotta have a carrot. And then YouTube, the monetization. Boy, talk about getting people to fall in line and censorship. If you want to make your money, you fall in line. You step out of line one time, boom, you're demonetized. You're done. And so those people that are millionaires off of YouTube, how'd they get there? They fell in line. They did exactly what they were told. They did exactly what they were told, and they never broke the rules. So they got to play the game. So they got to play the game. Me, I've had my channel taken down more than any of these other big channels. I'm talking all the way from Glenn Beck to Days of Noah. All those people, I've had mine taken down twice as much. Why? Why me? I got 130 something subscribers, man. Why me? I don't get it.
I don't get it either. It happens to me as well, and I don't get it either. But you know why? Yeah, but we know why. We actually know why. We know
around
because we speak of the truth. The man speaking.
That's kind of like for me that I kill a mosquito on the wall and go, there you go. I fixed that problem. No more mosquitoes. I'm just a little bitty mosquito. There's millions more out there. I'm one little one. Why are you stomping on me? Why is this happening to me? I didn't lie about it.
Controversial.
Do what?
Because you're so controversial.
You think I'm so bad that way? I'm a danger to society.
Man.
Dangerous ideas here.
Dude, speaking of that, speaking of dangerous topics, got a buddy that ended up, I thought this was the most interesting thing, had a buddy that ended up getting her 80-year-old friend got the jab.
Oh.
And one of them, and she seen her the day that she got the jab, right? She was fine. She went and seen her about a few days later, and she goes in her house and she starts tripping. my friend Lanita, she starts tripping, and she's like, "What? Did somebody like punch you? Did they rob you? Did they like what is going on with your face?" And the 80-year-old's like, "Honey, you're getting too excited. Did you take your vitamins today? Are you okay? You know?" And she's like, "No, are you okay?" And she's like, "I just looked in the mirror." She had the 80-year-old had just looked in the mirror that morning, you know, fixed her hair, washed her face, everything. So she gets up and goes and looks in the mirror. Her freaking one side of her eye it looked like she had been punched in the eye. It was all blue and yellow and purple, like it was crazy. And then Lanita said literally her skin was sunk down into her eye, you know, sockets. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, what has happened to me?" And Lanita said she Googled right there, jab side effects.
Right.
And showed her a picture of a woman, and she said, "Well, that looks like me."
Right.
And she was like, "Well, that's right." She said, "Because you went and got that daggum jab." And she
Yeah.
says, "Well, I won't go get another one," you know. But just within a few days,
Oh,
you
right.
know, that and so many people that's happening to. But I just thought that was so the craziest thing.
Okay, I got a prediction for you.
Uh,
With the World Economic Forum, the jab thing, the COVID thing, with the border thing, all the stuff that's going on, I predict this is their next big one right there. That's going to be their next big one. They're gonna, somebody's going to come out and say, "Hey, we may have proof, you know, that we just found." Didn't you see the news article that Japan just found 7,000 new islands in their territory? Yeah. Yeah. In like the last 5 years, Japan has found over 10,000 new islands.
7,000 or 10,000?
In the last 10,000. They just found 7,000 more.
Oh my gosh.
You know, within the
Really?
look it up. Japan finds islands.
I will.
It was crazy. I'm like, what? What? Come on. 7,000 of them?
So what you think?
Seven. I can see 7 little islands out in the South Pacific that we went this way and go that way, but we never really went that way. And they maybe, but 7,000. Just
Wow. So what you think they're going to say that they found evidence the Earth is flat?
I think they're going to start revealing things like that.
Interesting.
Oh, wow, check this out.
Interesting.
And their excuse is going to be, well, that's not a flight pattern. That's not a ship laying. That's not any reason to go out there. Look what we found. Wow. Because you don't just come out and go, guys, check it out. We just found 7,000 new islands.
It's on CNN.
Oh, they got it on the mainstream news.
4 days ago, Japan has recounted its islands and discovered it has 7,000 more than it previously thought.
How do you miscount 7,000 fucking islands? How do you do that?
Right, 7,000 plus a 10. I mean, how do you not see that amount of islands? Like, you're right.
Especially
Right.
when you are an island, right? And your land, your country is islands. And you don't keep.
There's no way that you wouldn't explore that. There's no way that you wouldn't explore.
If this is 1930,
Right.
maybe
Right.
you go, wow,
Yeah.
really? I
Yeah.
can see that. You never went that direction. Now you got a ship that you can go that direction. I see
Right.
it. But now,
Right.
so satellites.
Yeah, and you can just send a freaking drone. Right. Yeah.
A little help here. A little help. I need a little help here with this one.
That is insane. Right. There's no way that today.
Going out in your driveway and finding a motorcycle and a pickup truck that weren't there
Right.
yesterday.
Right.
Hey, check it out.
Right. Or you don't say that you're an emperor of land or a president and not know, what lands are on
then
your
somebody else call them up and go, "Hey guys, we just ran across some
Right.
islands here."
yeah,
Are they
agree.
sure?
Well, if you look on Google Earth, half the world is an ocean on
It's
that
water,
side.
right? Right, it's all
Right.
water.
Right.
Yeah, there's
So
nothing.
it doesn't even show you if there is land or
No, it
Yeah,
shows
there's
like water.
nothing. but water.
That's why I say, with Japan doing this, one step at a time. What are they going to find on these islands?
Right. Yeah.
Think
Yeah.
back.
What are they
What are they
gonna
going to build a concoct from this narrative?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where are they going to go with it? Aliens?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Right. A
Are
new
they
species.
going to find Godzilla? Oh, Godzilla. Oh. Are they
find giants?
Are they going to find King Kong and Godzilla on these islands? Is this
Right.
real? Or are y'all
Right.
not thinking with these movies?
Are these the fantasy islands? The ones, the mad scientists lived on and produced all those weird creatures.
Yeah, what's going on here, Japan? Well, the whole world. The whole world.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Nobody saw these islands ever before? Ever? Nobody? Really? That's kind of spooky.
I know. I've definitely got to research it a little more. That is
It-
so crazy.
wasn't-
And then to
it
be
isn't-
on
It
CNN,
wasn't a
like
headline. It wasn't a headline. It's no big deal.
it wasn't a headline.
It wasn't.
Well,
Yeah.
dude, recently, I know, so, dude, that
Think it has anything to do with the magnetic North Pole moving
Dude,
into Aquarius?
it's one of those things we don't know. That's one of those things I'd love to know, where we really are in our lunar cycle, where we really are in time.
You ever check out the international dateline
Right. Yeah.
and how over in let's see here, let me pull it
El
up.
Salvador, that they have the monument that's off like miles.
No, you have hold on real quick. Let me find it.
I forget, or Ecuador, where they have that big monument and all that, and it's supposed to be the equator, but it's actually off by miles. They even went, "Oops, we put it in the wrong spot." Somebody did the math and went, "Y'all are way the hell off. Why'd you put it there? It belongs here." And they went, "Oh, you hadn't seen that, Dale, about that?"
no.
There's a whole documentary about it, about the equatorial line. And there's a monument that's supposed to mark it, but it's not in the right spot. And they didn't realize it till somebody pointed it out well after. So as far as magnetic north moving, things like that, maybe it was in the right spot at one point. Maybe it was, but this is where we are now. This is where we are in the cycle now.
The interesting thing is, like, if you go from if you do a little, on Google Earth, if you do a little the mile line, like to find out distances.
Right.
If you go from Wales to Yulin, Russia, that's only Wales, Alaska to Yulin, Russia is only 56 miles.
Right.
But if you look at sundown in Wales and then sunrise in Russia, it's only 56 miles, but it's a 9-hour time difference.
Wow, that's crazy. I never heard that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 9 hours. Where does the sun go for 9
hours, right.
between 56 miles?
Right.
But how does
Wait.
that sun not cover that 56 miles within 30 minutes or so? Pretty quick.
Right. Right.
Pretty
Where?
Can you say Gates of Enoch, maybe?
Yeah, Gates of Enoch.
Gates of the Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sun
Like I
going
said,
through its
There's so much we don't know.
I know, and it's so awesome, like, to think about and ponder on and talk about. I love it.
And then if you look up Japan's the land of the rising sun, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And they say that
Oh, yeah.
it's because that's the first place that the sun.
Is that the edge of the video screen?
What's that, brother?
Japan, the edge of the video screen. You know, here comes the sun and the edge, goes out the other side, comes back this side. You can see those dingleberries on YouTube that believe that we're in a simulation. It's like a screen, and the sun just goes off this side of the screen, and then like a video game comes back on this side of the screen.
That's
No, I haven't
ridiculous.
seen that.
That's ridiculous.
We all live in a 180-degree simulation that no matter where we turn, the video game comes on, but behind us is nothing.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's interesting.
You haven't seen
I
those
could-
dingleberries?
No. No.
Uh-uh.
They think we're completely in a simulation. Oh, they have a whole computer program and everything on it. Where they say they can prove it, man, that we're in a simulation.
Yeah.
They're the dumbest fucking things I've ever seen.
It is.
But they're passionate.
They're passionate about it.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. But they do. They say it's basically a video screen. And what we can see in our peripheries right here is all that exists. Nothing exists behind us. Until I turn, that couch in there.
Right. That's what I was just doing.
That's what
Like-
they say. But no matter, I can see it in the camera, it's there. But
Uh,
they'll say that's there because your vision. If that camera's there, it's not there.
but
It's-
but
So we're creating it. We're creating it as we turn the camera.
yes, we're going through a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going in a 3D video
Like
game.
a first person shooter video game. Right.
Yeah, that's why we can only see like a 3-mile radius because that's our video screen. Yeah, we can only see 3 miles distance. That's our. Yep. And everything.
yeah,
just-
there with this video game thing, there's a lot going on with that actually. People and the imagination that's coming from it.
But that's,
it's
you know,
really
my
cool.
prediction is with that whole deal with Japan revealing 7,000 new islands, flat Earth is coming. It's coming.
I
It's
think
coming.
so.
You know, they're going to say something about they found something where it really is more flat. The Earth isn't so much. Like Tyson already says, we're an oblique.
Yeah, where it's like a
We're an egg. We're oblique.
Oblique.
It's not much further than flat from oblique. You know,
interesting.
it's not that big a leap. You about to go, baby? All right. Love you.
Oh, have a blessed day, Kathy.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I don't see any reason they won't go ahead and divulge that.
Well, NASA's already changed their story on the moon, saying that the moon is within our atmosphere.
Who said that? I hadn't heard that yet. NASA did?
Yeah, NASA said that the moon is in our atmosphere.
Okay. So they're going to do
Yeah,
the
it's-
word game then.
Yeah, it's still 200,000 miles away,
But that's
but
all right.
but it's in our atmosphere. Yeah. Yeah.
So they figured out that we're not in a vacuum, that we all just keep going up and our atmosphere stops at the moon.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Something like that. You have to check it out. It's pretty
Oh, wow.
ridiculous.
Oh, well, I'll have to look at that. I try to watch some of these documentaries, but geez, usually 10 minutes in, they've already spewed so much propaganda. I can't watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what they're going to say. It's that they're never going to go, hey, you know, so can't even listen to them. It's such
No, you're
bull-
right.
You know, just such bullshit. As we spin through the galaxy in an ever expanding universe, you're like,
Right.
come on, man.
That's why the stars make perfect star trails in the sky when you put your video camera on Polaris.
Is it not the most frustrating, one of the most frustrating things in the world to have seen that kind of stuff, to have seen the laser levels over 50 to hundreds of miles that we can see, to experience no rotation, to experience, you know, no changes in anything for the last 1,000 years that we can say we've studied it, no changes. And nobody's willing to sit down and go, you got to stop telling us this. We got to see. Get out of the way and let us look at this. Get the fuck back and don't tell us what we're looking at. Let us go look. No, when's that going to happen? Some point, somebody's got to say, bullshit, man. Hang on. Let somebody
Everybody
else
that
look.
does gets discredited. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
But let somebody else go look. By ourselves. We're big boys. If we die, we die. You know. But let that be our choice. That's always been the deal. We can't let you. It's too dangerous. Let me decide that. Just, you know, if I die, I die. But I want to go out knowing. You know, I don't want to go out just believing that we're flat. I want to know it. I want to see it.
Well, you gotta be. Well, they don't want us thinking for ourselves.
Surely they'd let some guy with a death sentence of cancer go. This is my last wish. I just want to go into the Antarctic as far as I can go and just die out there. I just want to go. You know, leave me alone. Just let me go. You know, I'll take some food and some rations for, you know, a few days. Just let me go. You know, don't monitor me. Don't watch me. Leave me alone.
You would think that would be the wonderful, perfect plan, and it would be amazing. But they definitely don't want us thinking for ourselves. They don't. And our dog is off of his leash again.
No, he's
Splash, Dusty, get your butt over here right now.
What?
Yeah.
No, don't you? No. Oh, that sass pot. Oh, he's such a puppy. Such a puppy.
There's a good puppy. See a good puppy? Hey, there's a good puppy. That's a good puppy. And my Stanley.
Yeah, and how old is Stanley?
Stanley's like 3. You want to see the most comfortable dog in town? Fred.
For
Can you see him over there in the corner of that couch?
oh, there's Fred.
Laying
Oh,
up on the arm. There comes 7. Oh, she was laying on the pillow.
oh, he's so cute. Oh,
Yeah,
Fred over on one couch.
Fred's laying across the crook of that arm. His head's hanging off the couch.
Enjoying every moment of it, just so cozy. Oh.
Love my dogs. How is your court situation?
Yeah, well, got it done. I gotta pay $150 a month. That's pretty much about what happened.
Really? They nailed you for $150 a month?
Yeah. But I'm gonna end up. Oh my gosh, no.
Or
I'm
how
gonna
long?
end up. They made $31 for my rearages, and I owe like freaking $50,000 in rearages. 50,000. Oh, Bobby Fielder. And dude, those rearages are gonna take me $31 a month, and the judge knew it too. So he actually did me a favor. Jason said I moved the court, but he did me a favor by putting them at $31 a month. And he said, "And how long is that going to take you to pay it off?" And Jason was standing beside me. He said, "A lifetime." And I'm like, "Man, I'm gonna be paying until I'm dead." But so I'm gonna be paying rearages.
Be at your funeral. On that last $31.
Right. I know, dude. I know. It's junk, man. But I mean, we haven't like quit, thinking about, we don't know what we're gonna do yet. If we're gonna just like leave and free and say, forget this junk, leave this state, bye. But here I am on record saying it, and or are we going to pay the $150 a month? My children will be I've just been thinking, paying the child support till my children are of age, and then maybe continuing to pay the $150 that is all together, just to try to get them rearages off there. But I don't want to freaking pay. I should not have to pay them for the rest of my freaking life, the state, because my children will not get that money anymore. My children will not. When they turn 18 years old, they will not get that money for them rearages. They won't. That's not how it works. That's not how it works here.
Diesel. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I got cars going by and stuff. No worries.
I was hoping it'd be better.
Oh well. Oh, our Lord's got me, boy. I'll tell you. I was needing the money for it, and
and you know, because the month was coming up. And so I was thinking in my head, you know, all the jobs that I got to get done and stuff, you know, to get the money up. And sure enough, I had a buddy call me and she's like, I need some help and I'll give you $100 for it. And I was like, all right, boom, right away. I just, the Lord is so holy, you know, so I know he's got me. He's got my back. He's going to take care of it. Make sure. Yeah.
Well, hey, don't hesitate to ask if you needed it. I'll help you out.
I know you will.
All you have to do is ask.
I know.
All you
I
gotta do.
know.
I'll Venmo it to you, or go to Walmart and fast cash it or something. I'll help you out wherever you need.
You're
Don't
precious.
hesitate to ask. Don't be too damn proud to ask.
You're right. You're precious. Well, I mean, $150 isn't like the worst of all. And right now I'm finding jobs here and there and you know, just stuff that, because I don't charge that much. I mean, daggone, I only charge $10 an hour because I want to serve Jesus. I ain't trying to freaking break my back for the man of, you know, charging everybody and pulling their hair out, you know, for them to try to pay me. Forget that junk, but I'll do the flipping dirtiest jobs ever. I don't give a daggum because I'm serving. It ain't got nothing to do with the money. Oh, I hate the system. I hate the system.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what we were born into. What do you do?
That's true.
But don't hesitate. I don't want you getting a bind at all.
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
precious.
if you need help, just let me know. I'll get it right to you.
I'll let you know.
Because
Don't you worry.
I know you're doing good Lord's work, and it's worth it. It's worth it to keep you on your feet, keep you out of jail.
Keep
You
me
know,
out of jail, daggum jailbird.
we gotta keep you out of jail.
The felon. That's
You're
what Jason calls him, his little felon.
my little felon. Ain't you cute? Does he ever want you to play prison now and then and put your oranges on and
No,
he's prison guard?
no. We ain't going there.
We're you to the showers. Let's go. Hold you down.
We might have to do that with me. Sometimes I'm a bit hippie-ish.
Right. Well,
Eh.
I gotta get running. The dogs
All right.
are
I love
running
you.
around. It's about time to do our morning. Watch this. Are you ready? It's time to do our walk. That's all it takes. Here they
That's
go.
awesome. They're ready.
Well, Diesel, don't sit over there barking. Go. Let's go. Get out. I'm coming.
Have a blessed day, brother. Love all y'all.
Love you, deep. Y'all take care. God bless you. Love everybody. Y'all be good. Good discernment, good vibrations. Later on.